Hello everybody, welcome to Jury Central online classes for law exams. As all of you know that tomorrow is your entrance test for the DULLM entrance test is scheduled to be held tomorrow, and it would be held in shifts, that is a total of 3 shifts. So I thought of presenting this video where I would be discussing the solved question paper of the year 2019 and latest important questions that are expected for tomorrow's exam. And along with this video, I would be sharing with you the tips and tricks for your preparation, and take this as a teacher script from my side. And before starting this video, I would request all of you to kindly like, share and subscribe the channel for more videos. So like many of you must be thinking that I have already uploaded the solved paper of 2019, so why I have made it again. I have personally found, like while doing the cross check of the questions which I have prepared earlier, that I have committed few mistakes. So I thought of presenting a fresh video where I would be discussing with you the correct answers along with the question, so that you won't be facing any doubt. And with this note, let us start with our first question. Which of the following elements are not essential for transferring of title to the buyer from the seller? So the correct option is option number 3, none of this. Question number 2, which of the following statement is correct? So according to answer key, I have also mentioned here the answers which is given in the answer key, as well as the correct answers which is found in the book, and of course in the judicial decisions, as well as on the in the resources available on internet. Like many of you have asked me that how come I am right and the answer key is wrong. See, I am making it totally clear that I am not always right. I have never said this that I am right. But yes, this is a fact that answer keys which are released by DU every year, some of the other questions are generally wrong. And this is not with the, this doesn't happen only with DULLM entrance. This also happens with CLAT exam, ILI or any other law entrance exams. So, I hope you understand my point. So, in this question, the correct answer is given: the liability of master and servant is joint, but the correct answer would be the liability of master and servant is joint and several. Question number 3, which of the following statement is correct? The correct option is option number 3, stranger to consideration can enforce a promise. So this is a case applicable in India, but this is not a case which is followed in common law, that is in UK. 4th, which of the following statement is true? So the correct option is, in case of initial impossibility, agreement is termed as void. So in this question, the correct option is option number 3, and this is given under section 56 of Indian Contract Act. Question number 5th, which of the following agreements is or are void? So see, the correct option is agreement without consideration and agreement in the restraint of legal proceedings only. 6th, which of the following is correct about International Criminal Tribunal for Yugoslavia? So the correct option is, it has been officially closed. This is option number 1. So the institution is formally ceased to exist on 31st of December 2017. 7th, which of the following is related to the Compensatory Afforestation Management and Planning Act 2016? So according to the answer key, the correct option is Vellore Citizens Welfare Forum versus Union of India. This is given in the answer key, but this is wrong. The correct option is option number 1, T.N. Godavarman Tirumulpad versus Union of India, and it deals with forest management of Nilgiri. Let's see about the other option. Vellore Citizens Welfare Forum case deals with polluter pays and precautionary principle. Karnataka Industrial Development Board deals with sustainable development and environment impact assessment. And AP Pollution Control Board versus NV Naidu deals with precautionary principle. 8. Which of the following landmark case is not related to copyright law. So the correct option is option number 2, Feist Publications Inc. versus Rural Telephone Service Company. See, all the other options deals with Copyright Act, and in Eastern Book Company versus DB Modak, which is given in the answer key, this is actually wrong because this is a case related to copyright law, and in this a famous principle called sweat of the brow was evolved. And why I am saying that Feist Publication is the right answer, because it is a United States Supreme Court and it actually deals with Patent Act. Ninth, which of the following cannot pertain to the tort of nuisance? So according to the answer key, the answer is given playing music through loudspeaker in the night. First of all, the question is asking that which cannot pertain to the tort of nuisance. All of these cases pertain to the tort of nuisance, and so the correct option would be none of the above, which is not there in the option. So I would request you, I have also explained like what are the other criteria for which comes under the tort of nuisance. So kindly pause the video and read it by yourself. 10th, which of the following amendments to the Constitution of India is related with reservation of seats in educational institutions for the economically weaker section of citizens? The correct option is 103rd. And for your information, let me share you a quick general awareness, like what is the latest amendment which is made recently. This is 104th amendment, and by this amendment the tenure of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, the reservation which is provided in both the houses of parliament as well as in state legislative assemblies, so this reservation has been extended to the next 10 years. So this is the latest amendment of 104th, and as well as the reservation which is given to Anglo-Indian community, it has been stopped by this amendment called 104th. 11th, which of the following is a formulation of the historical school? So the correct option is option number 4, all of this. Law is in a state of continuous change. Law has a spontaneous nature of growth like language, and law is found and not made, all of this. 12th, which of the following section of the IPC was amended by the Criminal Laws Amendment Act 2018? So the correct option is option number 3, 228A. So 228 of IPC deals with disclosure of identity of the victim of certain offences, etc. 13. Which of the following is not related to section 498A of IPC? Not related to. So the question is asking that which of the following cases is not related to section 498A of IPC? The correct option is option number 4th, Gurmeet Singh versus State of Punjab, because this case is actually dealing with abduction and rape case. I have seen the answer key in which it is mentioned Rajesh Sharma versus Union of India, which is totally wrong, because Rajesh Sharma versus Union of India is actually a case related to section 498A. 14th, which of the following is not included in the definition of cinematograph film as defined under section 2F of the Copyright Act 1957? So the correct option is option number 3, broadcast. It is not included in the cinematograph film definition which is given under section 2 clause F. I have also mentioned the definition, kindly read it by yourself. 15th, which of the following pairs is correct? So the correct option is option number 4th, law grant case is actually a case related to state responsibility. Let's see about the other case laws. Not about case is a case relating to preliminary objection as well as jurisdiction. Preliminary objection relating to jurisdiction. Nicaragua versus United States Council and Access, it's a case related to right of self-defense against use of force, and Anglo-Norwegian fisheries case is related to it is also famously known as fisheries case. 16. Which of the following pairs is incorrect? So the correct option is option number 4, Selden. The province of jurisprudence determined, because the correct option, the correct author of this book is John Austin. Which of the following judges propounded the principle of absolute liability in MC Mehta versus Union of India? The correct option is option number 4, Justice P.N. Bhagwati, who is the author of this case. 18th. Which of the following does not constitute the electoral college for electing the President of India? The correct option is option number second, elected members of legislative councils. All the other options constitute the electoral college for electing the President of India, and this is given under Article 54. 19th, which section of the Indian Penal Code defines sedition? The correct option is option number third, 124A, which deals with sedition. Which provision of the Information Technology Act 2000 provides legal recognition to e-records? The correct option is option number 4. So let's see about the other section. Section 5 is legal recognition of electronic signatures. Section 3 is authentication of electronic records, and section 3A deals with electronic signature. 21. Which one of the following is not the object of the Central Consumer Protection Council? The correct option is option number 1, education of seller of goods about their rights. So the objects of the Central Council is to render advice on promotion and protection of the consumers' rights under this act. 22nd. Which one of the following is considered as a subsidiary source of international law as per Article 38 Clause 1 of the Statute of International Court of Justice? So the correct option is option number A. See, teachings of the highly qualified publicists as well as judicial decisions is considered a subsidiary source of international law. This question has been repeated many times. Kindly go through the question. Which section of the Indian Contract Act 1872 defines the term reciprocal promises? The correct option is option number 4, section 2 clause F. 24th. Where the money received from a third party by the firm in the ordinary course of its business is misapplied by one of the partners to his own use, then so the correct option is option number 3, firm is liable for the same, and this is given under section 27, liability of firm for misapplication by partners. Like if the money is misapplied by one of the partners of the firm, even firm is also liable along with the partner. 25th. As per Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, a person who has an adopted son living. So the correct option is he cannot adopt another son, option number 4, and this is given under section 11 of Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, which deals with other conditions for a valid adoption. 26. As per Trademarks Act 1999, the word comfort for t-shirt cannot be registered exclusively due to. Why it cannot be registered? Because section 9, absolute grounds for refusal of registration. This is option number 3rd. So let's see about the other section. Section 17 deals with effect of registration of parts of a mark. Section 2 deals with registration in the case of honest concurrent use, and section 14 deals with use of names and representation of living persons or persons recently dead. 27th. Under which provision of the Trademarks Act 2 or more identical or similar trademarks may be registered in respect of same or similar goods? So the correct option is option number 4, section 12. So this is also known as registration in the case of honest concurrent use. We have already seen section 9, which deals with absolute grounds for refusal of registration. Section 11 deals with relative grounds for refusal of registration. Section 14 of trademark deals with use of names and representations of living persons or persons recently dead. 28. An incoming partner who has been validly admitted in the firm is. So the correct option is option number 2, not liable for the acts of the firm done before he become a partner, and this is given under section 31 of introduction of a partner. 29. When a Hindu inherits a property from his father under section 8 of the Hindu Succession Act 1956, he takes his as. So he takes it as his separate property, not a joint family property. 30. X duly posts a letter of acceptance to Y, but the letter is lost in transit due to the negligence of the post office. So the correct option is option number 4. The contract is concluded. Why? Because the acceptance is complete from the date of the dispatch, notwithstanding any delay or miscarriage in its arrival from causes not within the acceptor's control. So this is given under section 4, which deals with communication of an acceptance is complete. 31. After passing of a decree for judicial separation, cohabitation is. So So it is not obligatory, and this is given under section 10 of Hindu Marriage Act, which deals with judicial separation. 32. A gratuitous or bare promise devoid of consideration is called. So it is called nudum pactum. And let's see about the other maxims and what does it actually mean. Ex contractum is consequence of contract. Res extincticum is matter that has ceased to exist, and euberima fides means utmost good faith. 33. If Mr. A sells a watch to Mr. X, which Mr. A has obtained by inflicting undue influence on Mr. B, the title of Mr. X on the watch is. So see, the title would be actually subject to the fact whether Mr. B has rescinded the contract. You can't tell that it is an absolute, and it is given under section 20 a sale by person in possession under voidable contract, because the contract is actually voidable. 34. According to the jurist of analytical school. So the correct option is custom becomes law after its recognition by the sovereign, and the correct option is option number 4, and this has been said by John Austin. 35. According to Pound, private interest includes. So see, it includes all of this. Option number 2. It also includes individuals' interests of personality like reputation, conscience. 3rd, the interest of property, succession, testamentary disposition, and 4th, the interest of domestic relations of persons such as husband and wife. 36. According to UN Convention on Law of the Sea 1982, the contiguous zone is established to exercise a control necessary to prevent and punish infringement of coastal states' laws relating to. See, this question is very, very important. This question has been repeated many a times. So kindly read it properly. The correct option is option number 3rd, fiscal, customs, immigration and sanitary. 37th, according to Hofeldian analysis, liability is a jural correlative of. See, liability is a jural correlative of power. I have also shared the table of jural correlatives and jural opposites. What you have to do is to memorize this table. Only memorize the table of jural correlatives, and jural opposite is just diagonally opposite of jural correlatives. I am telling you how. See, jural correlative of right is duty, jural correlatives of privilege is no right, and jural correlative of power is liability, and for immunity it is disability. And how, if you remember only the jural correlatives, how you can develop jural opposites by your own. You do not have to remember, and I am telling you how. See, rights and no rights. You can see the column of rights and duty and privileges and no rights. Just match it diagonally opposite. That is your answer. That is your answer for jural opposites, like rights, no rights, privilege, duty. Then again, power, liability, immunity and disability. Power, disability, immunity, liability. So there are 4 columns. So you have to match these 2 columns in a diagonally opposite way. The first and the second column, and the third and the fourth column, and you have to leave the second and the third column. That's it. 38. Under the Companies Act 2013, a private company can borrow funds from its financial needs from. So it can borrow its financial needs from directors. Option number 3rd, and this is given under the Companies Acceptance of Deposit Rules 2014. See, if you are watching this video, I would request you kindly watch the video till the end, because we would be discussing the latest judicial decisions, the important provisions and the latest acts, ordinances which have come into force during this lockdown period, and those case laws are very, very important. So I am not guaranteeing you that the questions, all of these would be asked tomorrow, but yeah, there are total possibility that most of the questions may be asked tomorrow, especially the judicial decisions which I would be discussing after the end of the questions. So kindly stay with me. 39. Under the Consumer Protection Act 1986, the limitation period for filing a complaint in district forum is. So the correct option is option number 1, 2 years from the date of cause of action. And the relevant section is section 24A of which deals with limitation period. 40. Under the Hindu law, degrees of prohibited relationship include relationship by. See, it includes relationship by all of these. It also includes half or uterine blood, adoption and full blood, and this is given under section 3 clause G of Hindu Marriage Act, which deals with degrees of prohibited relationship. 41. A Muslim male during the lifetime of his wife W, with whom the marriage is subsisting, married the younger sister of his wife. The marriage is actually irregular in Sunni law and void in Shia law. 42. A intentionally tampers a computer source code developed by B and imitated it substantially to create his own computer program, under which law A can be made liable. So the correct option is option number 4. He would be made liable under Copyright Act 1957. 43rd. Private rights acquired under existing law do not cease on change of sovereignty was held in. So it was held in German settlers in Poland. Case option number 4. 44. If a seller is in possession of goods after the title has passed to the buyer, he can. So the correct option is he can resell the goods. And this is given under section 30 of Sales of Goods Act, which deals with seller or buyer in possession after sale. 45. If a law is for long disregarded in practice, then courts don't give effect to it. Such state of disuse of a norm is known as, so it is actually known as destituto, not themistis, as given by the answer key. 46. Article 40 of the Constitution of India deals with, so it actually deals with organization of village panchayats. The questions relating to village panchayats are very important. When I was going through the previous year papers of 10 years, I found many questions from village panchayats or panchayats, and side by side I also found questions relating to reservations are very much important. So I would be discussing the latest judicial decisions which have been held on reservation in the end of the questions. So let's see about the other options. Equal justice and free legal aid, Article 39A deals with it. Article 43A deals with participation of workers in management of industries, and Article 41 deals with right to education and work. 47. Article 16 4A of the Constitution of India, which gives power to the state to make laws regarding reservation in matters of promotion in favor of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, was added by the, so it is actually added by the 77th Amendment Act 1995, by which Article 16 4A was added, and by this amendment reservation in matters of promotion is provided to SCs and STs. 48. X, a fruit dealer, gives his agent Y a van for the supply of fruits to the customers. Y goes for a free ride with his friend Z and commits an accident resulting in an injury to A. Which one of the following is correct? So the correct option is option number A, only X is liable. 49. In case of private company, as per section 2 clause 68 of the Companies Act 2013, what is the minimum paid up capital? See, the minimum paid up capital is actually 1 lakh rupees, option number 2. 50th. A public company can borrow money from, so it can, when it can borrow money, after incorporation or before incorporation? The correct option is after obtaining certificate of commencement of business, not before or after incorporation, but after obtaining certificate of commencement of business. And this is the offer, this is the most, I would say, the aspiring ebook that we have launched, where I have made 12 year solved previous year question papers of DULLM entrance test with explanation and with correct answers, and you can avail it at paying just ₹300. This book is e-book and it is available in PDF format. So many of you are looking for revising by yourself. So I'm just selling it for 300 and you can just pay and download the book. I have already shared the link in the description below. So I would request all of you to at least try the book and share your experience with the book, and I can better say that you won't be repenting after purchasing this book. And if at all you have any issues, you can mail me at query@juricentral.com. I am also sharing the email ID of how to contact with me in the description box below. 51. A public company can be converted into a private company only after the approval of the. So the correct option is central government, not high court as is given. This is not given in the option C. You must be very well, you all very well know that the Companies Amendment Ordinance 2018 and 2019 both were promulgated, and after that Companies Amendment Act 2019 came into force. So this Companies Amendment Act, what it actually did, like whatever the provisions were there in the ordinance, those were reimposed in the act, and by this the when a public company is willing to convert it into a private company, he has to take the permission of the central government. Earlier it was NCLT, but now it has been, the power has been transferred to the central government. 52. Who said that there was no real distinction between state law and international law? Both systems bound individuals. All the international law as a matter of technique did so only immediately and through the concept of the state. The correct option is option number 3rd, Kelson. 53. Who is authorized to issue license to Section 8 company under Companies Act 2013? The correct option is central government. 54. In which case the International Court of Justice held that UNO is a juristic person sui generis? The correct option is option number 1, reparation of injuries suffered in the services of UN. 55. In which of the following cases it was held that there is no reason to compel non-smokers to be helpless victims of air pollution? The correct option is option number 4, Murli Deora. 56. In which of the following offences punishment with imprisonment for life means imprisonment for the remainder of the person's natural life is provided under the IPC? The correct option is option number 1st, rape of women under 12 years of age. If you feel that I am going a little slow, I would request you to kindly speed up the video. You can easily, it would be very much convenient for you to understand. 57. In which of the following instances insulting words can form the basis of an action for defamation? The correct option is written in a postcard, option number 4. 58. In which one of the following case has the Supreme Court upheld the constitutional validity of the Constitution 93rd Amendment introducing Article 15 Clause 5 of the Constitution of India? So the correct option is option number 3rd, TMA Pai Foundation versus State of Karnataka. Kindly remember this case law. 59. To which of the following the Corfu Channel 1949 is concerned with? So it actually concerned with right of innocent passage. 60. Children of unavoidable marriages and void marriage are. So the correct option is option number 2, heirs of their parents alone and to none else. See, children born out of unavoidable marriages or void marriages are actually, they are legitimate. They are known as legitimate, and they can inherit only the property of their parents. They can't inherit the property of co-parcenary, as a co-parcenary or any other property. 61. Frederick Carl von Savigny observed that. So what it observed? So the correct options 1, 2 and 4. Custom precedes legislation. Legislation must conform to customary practices, and law is a product of general consciousness of the people and a manifestation of their spirit. 62. Propositions are. So I have to choose the correct and incorrect proposition. The correct option is option number 4. Only 2 and 3 are correct and 1 is incorrect. A void marriage remains valid until a decree annulling it has been passed by competent court. See, this is wrong. Why? Because a void marriage is always a void marriage, and you need, no one need to get a decree from the court for annulling it. Second and third, let's see about the second and third. A void marriage is never valid marriage, and there is no necessity of any court annulling it, like I've just now explained to you. A voidable marriage is regarded as a valid marriage, subsisting marriage until a decree annulling it has been passed by a competent court. Yes, voidable marriages actually needs a decree to be passed by a court to make to annul it. 63. The Nice classification established by the Nice Agreement 1957 is an international classification. So the correct option is option number C of goods and services applied for the registration of marks. Remember it is related to registration of marks, not registration of designs, and it contains 45 classification. 64. Against which of the following offences does the right of private defence of property extend to the voluntary causing of debt? See, in the answer it is given only third, but if I read the language of section 103, which deals with like when the right of private defence of property extends to the voluntary causing of death, it actually includes both theft and robbery, not only theft. 65. In the absence of any agreement, the interest to partners on the amount of loan advanced to the firm is allowed as it is 6%, not 4%. 66. A, B and C jointly own an Almirah, but it is in possession of B. R enters into a contract of sale with B to buy the Almirah, paying a reasonable amount, knowing that it is also owned by A and C, but both B and R agree to keep this transaction a secret from A and C. Can A or C challenge the title of R? The correct option is option number C. Yes, because R had the knowledge about the joint owners and he did not act on good faith. 67. The police officer arrested and detained a person in the lockup despite production of a bail order from the court. The police officer is guilty of, see, the police officer is guilty of wrongful confinement, not wrongful restraint, because he is detaining the person in the lockup. That is the reason why. Every member of the Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission holds office for a term of, so he holds office for a term of 5 years or up to the age of 75 years, 70 years, not 75, 70 years, whichever is earlier. So the correct option is option number second. 69. Consider the following statement. So the correct statement, the correct option is option number 1 only, with evil motive and without just cause only. So for defamation, evil motive is required, but it is without just cause. 70. Consider the following statements. So they are asking me which of the statements are correct. So the correct statements are all of these, 1, 2 and 3. Option number 1. Legislation is a main source of law. Legislation has both creative and abrogative powers. Custom is generally based on the will of the people. 71. A member of the UN may be suspended from the exercise of its rights and privilege of membership by the, so it is, they are suspended by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council, and this is given under Article 5 of UN Charter. On which model law of UNICITRAL, United Nations Commission on International Trade Law Information Technology Act 2000 of India is based? So it is actually based on option number 3rd, UNICITRAL Model Law in Electronic Commerce 1996. 73. Assertion. Homicide is a killing of a human being by a human being. Reason: homicide is always culpable. The correct option is both A and R are true. 74. This is matching the list 1 with list 2. This type of questions are very much confusing, and this is a pattern which DULLM entrance test has been following like for the last, I would say, 4 years. So in case just a small trick I am just sharing with you. In case you haven't prepared and you are watching the video today, so I would recommend you kindly go through the solve previous year papers of the last 3 years. I have already made a video on that. It is there in my playlist. Kindly check the videos of 2019, 18 and 17. From 2016 onwards, the total number of questions used to be 175, but after 2016, it means since 2017, the total number of questions which are asked is 100, and there is a negative marking of 1 mark, and for every correct answer you would be awarded 4 marks. You all very well know about it. and the mode of examination is totally online and it is conducted by National Testing Agency. See, according to answer key, this is wrong. The correct option would be option number 1. Definition of abduction is given in section 362. Kidnapping a minor for purpose of begging is given in section 363A. Kidnapping for a ransom is given in section 364A. Importation of a girl from a foreign country is 366B, and kidnapping in order to murder is section 364. 75. See, match list 1 with list 2. Proceedings to be conducted in camera. First of all, let me share with you the correct option. The option is option number 2. See, proceedings to be conducted in camera. This has been provided in section 22. Maintenance, pendant, light and expenses of proceedings. This has been given under section 24. Appeals from decrees and order. This has been given in section 28, and permanent alimony and maintenance, this is given under section 25. 76. Human beings have no rights, only duties. This view was formulated by Dugwit. 77. For the offence of affray under the IPC, there must be at least 2 persons, and this is given under section 159 of IPC. 78. For a valid Muslim marriage. So for a valid Muslim marriage, offer and acceptance must be at the same place. This is option number 2. 79. Ownership is the entirety of the power of use and disposal allowed by law. This definition was given by option number 1. This definition has been given by Pollock and not Salmon. 80. A gives his daughter D age 16 years in marriage to B, a boy age 22 years without her consent and against her wishes. The marriage is. So actually the marriage is voidable and can be annulled at the option of D, option number 1. 81. Internalization of externalities is associated with. So it is associated with precautionary principle. What was the rule laid down by the Privy Council in Wagon Mount case? So the correct option is option number 3. The defendant is liable only for that injury which could be reasonably foreseen as occurring due to defendant's fault. This principle has been involved by Privy Council in Wagon Mount case. Very, very important case. See, all the questions of DULLM are very repetitive. Those questions are generally asked like every year. So I always advise all of you to refer to the previous year papers of the last 10 years, because the key of cracking the exam lies over there, and obviously the latest judicial decisions. And from 2017 or say 2014 onwards, new syllabus were added like Companies Act, then IP Act, IT Act recently. For the last 3 years, the questions relating to Information and Technology Act has been asked many a time. So these acts have become very much important. So not only criminal law, it actually plays a weightage. Even the recent amendments, acts also place more weightage in preparation for the DULLM entrance exam. So kindly keep it in mind. 83. Which of the following is not registrable under the Designs Act 2000? The correct option is option number 1, mode or principle of construction, and this is given under section 2D of the Designs Act. 84. Which of the following is the first country to ratify the Marrakech Treaty to facilitate access to published works for persons who are blind, visually impaired or otherwise print disabled? So see, this treaty has been first ratified by India, not China, as it is given in the answer key. 85th. At any time after the expiration of dash from the date of the grant of a patent, any dash person may make an application to the controller for grant of compulsory license on patent under the Patents Act 1970. Okay, so let me share you a quick tip like how to prepare for tomorrow's exam, as you have only 1 day left. So see, I would recommend you to go through the punishments which are given under Information and Technology Act, like child pornography, sending offensive messages, etc. So punishments, you need to revise or say read from the BEAR Act if you haven't read it already. And then IPR, I mean questions relating to Copyright Act, Patent Act, Trademarks Act are actually very much important. So I have already, I mean, discussed it in the previous year paper. So it is up to you that if you want to gain extra knowledge, you can refer to the BEAR Act, especially those relating to infringement, registration and definition. These are very much important. And yes, Companies Act, the recent Companies Amendment Act 2019. So few changes have been made in the act. So I would be discussing just right after the questions, and I would be telling you like what are the things which are important. To just keep it in mind, don't memorize it, you only have to keep it in mind. And see, the correct option would be option number second, 3 years and interest. See, at any time after, see these, I mean this provision is taken from compulsory license which is given under section 84 of Patents Act. So after the expiration of 3 years from the date of grant of person, any interested person may make an application to the controller for grant of compulsory license on patent under the Patents Act. Not 4 years as given in the answer key. 86. Atul instigates Vipin to murder Chetan. Vipin refuses to do so. What offense, if any, has been committed by Atul? See, according to answer key, it is given conspiracy to commit murder, but it is not. It is actually answer number 4, abetment to commit murder. This is given under section 108 of IPC. 87. On the death of a partner, public notice of death is not given and the firm continues the business. Then for the acts of the firm done after his death, the estate of the deceased partner is so the estate of the deceased partner is actually liable because no public notice has been given after his death. 88. The defense of non-est factum is available to the contract party who has committed the mistake as to the nature of contract. Option number 4. 89. The Central Consumer Protection Council, it consists of option number 3, chairperson and such other members as may be prescribed. Now chairperson and 10 other members, the numbers of the members are not fixed. It is actually as such other members as may be prescribed. 90. The central government has been empowered to conduct investigation into the affairs of the company under section 210 Companies Act 2013. So the correct option is option number 4, all 1, 2, 3 and 4. C. Central government is empowered to conduct investigation into the affairs of the company upon receiving report from the registrar of companies in public interest if the company passes a special resolution in this regard or an order of the court or tribunal. 91. The satisfaction of the president means the satisfaction of the council of ministers and not his personal satisfaction was held in. So it is actually held in Shamsher Singh versus State of Punjab. 92. The charge of impeachment against the President of India for his removal can be preferred by. So it can be preferred in either House of Parliament. And this is given under Article 61. 93. The Supreme Court of India formulated the doctrine of eclipse in. So it formulated the doctrine in the case of Bikaji Narayan Dhakras versus State of MP. State of West Bengal versus Anwar Ali Sarkar is a case dealing with Article 14. Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India is a case relating to Article 21. Basheshwar Nath versus Income Tax Commissioner. In this case, it is held that fundamental rights cannot be waived. 94. The World Commission on Environment and Development report is known as, so it is known as Agenda 21. One second. On environment and development. Yes, the correct option is Our Common Future. And this is also known as Brundtland report. 95th. The ground internal disturbance in Article 352 of the Constitution of India for proclamation of emergency was removed by. So it is actually removed by 44th Amendment, not 39th Amendment as it is given in the answer key. 96. The precautionary principle is provided in. So it is provided in Principle 15 of Rio Declaration, not Stockholm Declaration as is provided. 97. The broadcast reproduction right is conferred to every broadcasting organization for. So it is provided for 25 years. and this is given under section 37 of Copyright Act. 98. The President of India doesn't have the power to. So the President of India doesn't have the power to remove a minister from Union Councils of Ministers, and apart from this option, all the other options, all the other options, has actually empowered the President to do during his tenure. So it is given under Article 85, Sessions of Parliament, Prorogation and Dissolution. 99. The Paris Agreement of 2016 is a part of United Nations Framework Committee on Climate Change, Convention on Climate Change, 100. To Hans Kelsen goes the credit of formulating, everybody knows, pure theory of law. So see, now the much awaited important questions which is expected for tomorrow's exam. So first of all, we would start with Companies Law Amendment Act 2019. I would be only discussing the main points. Other amendments are also made, like penalties are provided for contraventions. So if you want to know more about that, you can download the Companies Law Amendment Act 2019 from the internet and read it by yourself. I am only discussing the main points. I can't guarantee you that all these questions may be asked tomorrow, but yeah, few of the questions are expected. So let us see. See, this act actually has reinforced the ordinance of 2018 and 2019 and introduced new changes which are discussed below. So this act came into force from November 2nd, 2018. Like all the provisions, I mean to say, like the ordinance of 2018, which came into force on November 2nd, 2018. Though the ordinance has been, the ordinance, though it is over, but still there are certain sections which were promulgated at that time was reinforced in the act itself. So the sections are 6, 7, 8, 14 clause 1, 14 clause 3, 14 clause 4, 20, 31, 33, 34, 35, 37 and 38. This amendment came into force from August 15, 2019. Remember this point. Amendment came into force on August 15, 2019, and only section 21 remains to be notified. Section 21 is not yet notified. See, what are the changes which this act has brought? First of all, section 10A of the act restricts a company which is incorporated after the commencement of the amendment and having a share capital from commencing any business or exercise any borrowing powers, unless a declaration is filed by a director of such company with the register of companies. So mandatory declaration has to be filed after the company which have been incorporated after the commencement of the amendment, and such declaration has to be filed with the ROC within 180 days from the incorporation of the company. So declaration has to be filed within 180 days from the incorporation of the company. And again, a verification has to be filed of its registered office in accordance with section 12 clause 2, the latest insertion. So in case if a company fails to comply with the provisions of filing of declaration, so he shall be imposed a penalty of rupees 50,000, and every officer in default shall be liable to pay of INR Indian rupee 1,000 for each day during which such default continues, subject to a maximum amount of INR 1 lakh. So the penalty is imposed from 50,000 up to rupees 1 lakh. So amendment of section 12 is also made, and under this amendment the ROC is empowered to cause physical verification of the registered office of the company if it has a reasonable cause to believe that the company is not carrying on any business or operation, or if it is in contravention of section 10A of the act. So in case if the company actually contravenes with the so and so provisions, the name of the company can be removed by the ROC from the register of companies. Shifting of powers from National Company Law Tribunal to the central government, like this question may be asked tomorrow. So we have already seen a question where it is asked that for converting a public company into a private company, whose permission is required. So this has been actually enforced by the act itself, that the permission of central government is required. And other thing which needs permission from the central government is for adopting a different financial year by a company or body corporate which is holding company or a subsidiary associate company of a company incorporated outside India and is required to follow a different financial year for consolidation of its account outside India. Registration of charges. So see section 11, which states that in case of charges which was created prior to the commencement of the amendment, the ROC may, upon an application by the company, allow the registration of such charges to be made within 300 days of its creation and provide for a further extension of up to 6 months. So registration of charge has to be made within 300 days of its creation. It applies only to those companies which has been incorporated prior to the amendment. And further, in case of charge created on or after the commencement of the amendment, the ROC may, on an application by the company, allow registration of such charges to be made within 60 days of its creation, and another 60 days on payment of ad valorem fees. So I hope you understood. Corporate social responsibility, this is very, very important. See, section 135 of Companies Act deals with corporate social responsibility. So what it actually prescribe that 2% of your average profits for 3 immediately preceding financial years. In case where an entity has not completed 3 years, a profit for immediately preceding shall be taken. So see, in the Companies Act and the Companies Amendment Act 2013, the provision was 2% of average profits and for 3 immediately preceding years. And in cases, so and suppose if the company is newly incorporated and 3 years has not been passed, so which year it shall be taken for the 2% of average profit. So the immediately preceding year would be taken for calculating the 2% of average profits. And then CSR funds to disclose reasons for the non-spending in their annual report. This is the latest amendment in which the company has to disclose the reasons for non-spending in their annual report. Unless the unspent amount relates to any ongoing projects, of the amount is to be transferred to a fund specified in Schedule 7 within a period of 6 months of the expiry of the financial year. Suppose if the fund is actually not for any ongoing project, so it has to be transferred to a fund which is given under Schedule 7 of the Companies Act. Any amount unspent for any ongoing project is to be transferred within a period of 30 days from the end of the financial year to a special account opened by the company in any scheduled bank as unspent corporate social responsibility account. So see, the amount which has been unspent, it has to be transferred to unspent corporate social responsibility account, and it has to be spent within a period of 3 financial years. So suppose if the company, although it has created the unspent corporate social responsibility account and it fails to spend the amount within the 3 financial year, so what it has to be do? So then in that case, it shall transfer the fund to a fund specified in Schedule 7 within a period of 30 years from the date of completion of the 3rd financial year. So it has to be put directly to the Schedule 7. To the fund specified under Schedule 7. So contravention, let's see about the contravention. So it is given that 50,000 would be imposed on the company, which may extend to 25 lakh. An officer in default shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or with fine INR 50,000, which may extend to INR 5 lakh rupees. So 50,000 to 25 lakh for company and officer in default. For officer in default, the penalty is prescribed from 50,000 up to 5 lakh or both. Prevention of mismanagement and operation. So there is a new subsection which has been added to 41 clause 3. See, if the central government is of the opinion that there exist circumstances, I hope you can pause the video and read the circumstances under which the central government can initiate a case. So in short, if the central government finds the circumstances, so what it will actually do, that it would initiate a case against such person and refer the same to the National Company Law Tribunal with a request that National Company Law Tribunal may inquire into the case and record a decision as to whether or not such a person is a fit and proper person to hold the office of director or any other office connected with the conduct and management of any company. And if the NCLT rules that the person is not a fit or another person, suppose if the NCLT rules that whether the director is if it rules that if the director is not fit for the administration and management of the company, so what will happen? So he would be debarred for 5 years from the date of the decision, and further would not be entitled to any compensation for the loss or termination of the office, and this is given under section 243. Compounding of offences. C, compounding of offences as per section 39 cannot be done even if it is permitted in the Code of Criminal Procedure. And section 441, which deals with fraud of the Act, has been amended to provide that the regional director or any officer so authorized by the central government shall now have the power to compound offences wherein the penalty is up to 25 lakh rupees. If the penalty is up to 25 lakh rupees, so in those cases, regional director is authorized and empowered to compound the offences. Okay. So this is the, I would say the most, what I should say, that most famous, not most famous, but most discussed ordinance of which has been promulgated during this period of COVID-19 pandemic, which has been going on right now. So the Epidemic Disease Amendment Ordinance 2020. So why this ordinance has actually been brought? Like many of you have heard about the the disturbing news of attack on medical workers, on paramedical staffs, and many other person who has been associated with rendering medical duties on ground. So to prevent such attacks, this act, this ordinance has been promulgated, and the community of health workers has actually expressed their their happiness with this ordinance. They are very much satisfied. I would say very much satisfied. So it is aimed at protecting healthcare professionals against violence during health crises such as a COVID-19 pandemic now ravaging the world. So see, ordinance defines healthcare service personnel as a person who is at risk of contracting the epidemic disease while carrying out duties related to epidemic. So see, what are the acts of violence? I have already mentioned, read it by yourself. Let's read about the contraventions, what it actually provided. See, in case contravention of this punishable is punishment with imprisonment between 3 months and 5 years, 3 months and 5 years, and a fine of rupees 50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. This offence may be compounded by the victim of the permission of the court. So, the compounding of the offence is permissible, but if an act of violence against a healthcare service personnel causes grievous hurt, the person committing the offence will be punishable with imprisonment between 6 months and 7 years. That means from 6 months to 3 months to 5 years will increase to 6 months to 7 years, and will also be and also be liable to pay fine for 1 lakh rupees and 5 lakh rupees, between 1 lakh rupees and 5 lakh rupees, and these offences are cognizable and non-bailable. And let's see about the most important judgments of 2020 and which are most expected for tomorrow's exam. So let us see what are the most important, the judgments of 2020 which have been rendered by the Supreme Court. Apart from these judgments, you can also refer to other judgments if it is available to you. It is totally up to you. Daughters have equal co-partnership right as a son. So this has been held in the matter of Vinita Sharma versus Rakesh Sharma and others. See, in this case, a 3-judge bench of Supreme Court has said the provisions contained in substituted section 6 of the Hindu Succession Act 1956 conferred the status of co-partner on the daughter irrespective of their marital status born or after the amendment in the same manner as the son with the same rights and liabilities. The bench said the rights can be claimed by the daughter born earlier with effect from September 9, 2005 with savings as provided in section 6 clause A as to the disposition or alienation, partition or testamentary disposition which had taken place before 20th of December 2004. So a deadline, a date has been fixed which is December 20, 2004. A deadline has been fixed December 20, 2004. So suppose in this case it is actually held that it is not necessary that on this date the father of the co-partner must be living, even if he is dead, and it only applies in cases of intestate succession, not testamentary succession. So that is why it is given savings as provided in section 6 clause 1 as to the disposition or alienation, partition or testamentary disposition which have taken place before December 20, 2004, which means that suppose if before this date, if any if the property has been alienated or it has been partitioned by a testamentary disposition, then in those cases the co-partnery, the decision won't be having any applicability. Reservation among SCs and STs can have classification. So this judgment is actually rendered just 2 weeks back. So the case is the state of Punjab and others versus Davinder Singh and others. So in this case, a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court actually held that states can have subgroups among SCs and STs in the central list to provide preferential treatment to the weakest of the weakest. The bench dissented with the judgment delivered by a coordinate bench in the case of E.B. Chinnappa versus State of Andhra Pradesh and referred the matter to the Chief Justice to place it before a bench comprising 7 or more judges for a revisit. In the Chinnappa's case, it was held that subcategorization of castes is not permissible as castes notified by precedent under Article 341 Clause 1 formed one class of homogeneous group, and the same would not be further divided as it would amount to tinkering with the presidential order. So the top court pointed out that the decision in Chinnappa's case is not in accord with 9-judge bench of Indira Sahni's judgment when the subgroup among castes is permitted by state. So in like E.V. Chinnappa versus State of Andhra Pradesh, so in this case the court has actually found this E.V. Chinnappa case in contravention with Indira Sahni judgment. See what this judgment says, that even sub-classification among SCs and STs are also allowed and states are free to do that, and it would not amount to tinkering with the presidential list under Article 341. PM CARES is a public charitable trust. Center for Public Interest Litigation versus Union of India. This is also the judgment which is 2 weeks back. I have actually seen, the latest, 1 week or 2 weeks before the exam, before the exam scheduled to be held. Decisions from this period are generally asked. So that is why I have, taken the most recent decisions and the most important decisions. So in this case, what the Supreme Court has held, that the PM CARES Fund is actually a public charitable trust, and there is no occasion for the Comptroller and Auditor General to audit a public charitable trust independent of budgetary support or government money. So why this case has been filed to seek direction that Section 11 of NDMA Act, that is National Disaster Management Act, to deal with COVID-19 emergencies and to transfer the fund from PM CARES to National Disaster Response Fund constituted under National Disaster Management Act. So this judgment actually says that there is no requirement of transferring of funds from PM CARES to NDRF. People are free to contribute to, people are free to make a choice between PM CARES and NDRF, and also it's a public charitable trust, so Comptroller and Auditor General cannot audit their account. Advocate Prashant Bhushan held guilty for criminal contempt, a very famous case. What's it, the most, the viral news which have been covered by many news media agencies. And it is actually very important because in this advocate is held for criminal contempt for his tweets. So the name of the case is, remember, in Re Prashant Bhushan and another, dated August 14, 2020. So on this date he has been held guilty, and recently he has been sentenced and directed to pay ₹1 for criminal contempt. Permanent commission granted to female officers in armed forces by Supreme Court. This is very, very important. See, in the matter of Secretary, Ministry of Defence versus Babita Punia and others, a 2-judge bench of the Supreme Court comprising justices, you can read it by yourself, granted permanent commission of women army officers then on 20th March in the matter of Union of Indian others versus Lieutenant Commander Annie Nagaraj and others. Again, the Supreme Court granted permanent commission to the women officers in the Navy on the same lines. So, not only in the field of Army, in the field of Navy also permanent commission has been granted to female officers in armed forces. See, if you want to read more about this judgment, I would request you to kindly go to my website www.judicentral.com, where I have made a synopsis of this judgment for better understanding, and I have also shared the free judgment copy. So if you are looking for free judgments, you can go over there. Reservation in promotion is not a fundamental right held by Supreme Court. So in the matter of Mukesh Kumar and others versus State of Uttarakhand and others, a bench of justices so and so held that the state is not bound to make reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in matter of promotion. So this is a very important case in which it is held that reservation in promotion is not a fundamental right. The Supreme Court observed that in view of the law laid down by this court, there is no doubt that the state government is not bound to make reservation. There is no fundamental right which inheres in an individual to claim reservation in promotions. Disputed land of Ayodhya given to Ramlalla by Supreme Court, also famously known as Ayodhya case. So in the matter of M. Siddique through representatives versus Mahant Suresh Das and others. So in this case, a 5-judge bench, in the Ayodhya land dispute case, ruled in favor of the Ram Janmabhoomi and said there will be Ram Mandir at the disputed site and Muslims will be given an alternate 5 acres land for their mosque. No 100% quota for tribal teachers. This has been held by Supreme Court. See, in the matter of Chebrolu, Leela Prasad Rao and others versus State of AP and others, a 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court held it is unconstitutional to provide 100% reservation for tribal teachers in schools located in scheduled areas across the country. So this is actually 20 years old case which has been instituted in the year 2000, and in the year of 2020 the quota was held impermissible and unconstitutional. So actually what the Supreme Court held that 100% reservation is discriminatory and impermissible. The opportunity of public employment is not the prerogative of few. A 100% reservation to the scheduled tribes has deprived scheduled castes and other backward classes also of their due representation. The court referred to the Indira Sahni judgment which caps reservation at 50%. So this, taking into account the Indira Sahni judgment, the court has declared the 100% reservation is actually discriminatory and impermissible. So this is actually let me discuss with you the facts of the case, like how this case has actually stemmed and reached to the Supreme Court. So in January 10/2000, an order issued by the erstwhile state of Andhra Pradesh bench providing 100% reservation to the scheduled tribe candidates, out of whom 33.1 and 33.3% shall be women, for the post of teachers in schools located in the scheduled areas of the state. The court said the 2000 notification was unreasonable and arbitrary. Important provision. See, this is very important provision, and I mean, there are many controversy that this section has been misused by police and other public authorities. So during this pandemic, as all of you know, that since March 24, 2020, lockdown has been imposed all over the country. Though a few guidelines have been issued, but there are several states in which the lockdowns are still going on. So there was a direction issued by the government that there will be a total lockdown. No person will go out of their home except of certain exigencies. And if at all, suppose like there are many people like they refuse to follow the directions. So what can be done against those persons? So they can be booked under section 188 of Indian Penal Code, which deals with disobedience to order duly promulgated by public servant. So let me read it to it. Whoever, knowing that by any order promulgated by a public servant, lawfully empowered to promulgate such order, he is directed to abstain from a certain act or to take certain order with certain property in his possession or under his management, disobeys such direction, shall, if such disobedience causes or tends to cause obstruction, annoyance or injury, or risk of obstruction, annoyance or injury to any person lawfully employed, be punished with simple imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 month, or with fine which may extend to 200 rupees. So this provision is not for very serious violations, but for serious violations like people have done during the course of lockdown. So this second provision would apply, and if such disobedience causes or tends to cause danger to human life, health or safety, this is applicable for the current epidemic which we are facing, shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend 6 months, or with fine which may extend to 2000 rupees. So you need to remember 6 months, or with fine which may extend to 2000 rupees, or with both. So I have also explained the illustration which has been given under this provision. So kindly pause my video and read it by yourself. And this is the end of the slide. I hope you all like this session. So if you have any query, any doubt, any feedback about this video, kindly feel free to comment in the comment section below. And I would again request you to kindly like, share and subscribe the channel. I mean, I really work hard to make this video for you, and yeah, I must say this there are numerous videos of banking, SSC or other exams which are provided at free of cost, but in terms of law classes, nobody is ready or nobody is willing to provide these questions with answers and explanation at free of cost before you. So this is actually very this is not very done, and I actually criticize this. And even if some questions are shared, those questions are not not complete. They are always incomplete. And those questions were actually shared with incomplete knowledge, with wrong answers, even with wrong answer keys, of course, because they think that only the answers given in the answer key is always right, but it is not so. I can tell you that the answer keys are also wrong. And in DULM entrance exam for the last 10 years, I have found many discrepancies in the answer key, and that is why I am telling you. But it is up to you. You can follow this answer, so you can't follow this answer. But it is to the best of my knowledge and belief I have prepared these answers. So I hope, I would also share with you the playlist of the previous 9 years which I have shared with you on this channel. And I wish you all the best for tomorrow's exam. And also that many of you are appearing in shifts. So I'm sharing a email ID below. I'm just requesting you, if you can, just send your, those, because the question, because the exam is in online mode, so you must not be having the question paper. So many of you must be knowing in your memory the question which have been asked. So we would prepare a memory based question paper if you all support me, or if you all send those questions which are in your memory asked in all the shifts in the email which I would be sharing in the description box. So kindly, just kindly cooperate. If you want, you can. So with this note, I'm signing off, and have a great day.